Okay, gang, it's Mindset Monday, and I promised you on Friday I had a major surprise coming up, and here he is. I'm not even sure, do we even get to see the other half a second too? Huh? So we have,
Oh, there she is.
oh, thank
There's
you, Amy, for coming on. I know you're, I have,
her office is right down the hall, so
yeah,
yeah.
well, his
So,
beautiful wife, Amy, as well. And I'm telling you, I have really tried, we've tried to connect, and our schedules have so not met. So this is
mm,
kind of a miracle. And so you need to know, since I got him now, I've also asked him to also do a Wellness Wednesday for you guys, which again will take it to a whole nother level. So Scott, thank you for coming on for Mindset Monday. You know that I respect everything that you have done in our family, in our community. Seriously. I want to feature you for many reasons, what you meant to the greater DDPY family, but also what you're in the top 20 in our 55 plus for what Facebook calls our top 20 contributors. That isn't very easy to do because there's over 1,700 already of us in the 55 plus group. So you're making an impact in there, but I need them to know who you actually are that they may not know. Do you think there's probably a few things they need to know?
oh, well, let's see. Yeah, absolutely. So,
Okay,
of
well,
course,
wait 1 second, then I'll share one thing that'll pretty much blow their minds. Pretty sure
okay.
blow their minds. I might as well take it right out of the gate. So right now you guys are looking at the app, right? I always try to take you onto the app. What you need to do is you need to click on workouts. And in this case, I just happen to have put 8 different ones in my favorites right now. But do you see these back builders, Reaper 2, Reaper 3, Reaper 4, live with Scott French? Scott, you might have more, but I easily, within the last few minutes, I found 8 of your workouts right here. And really 55 plus, you guys see, he's got the bed ones in here. So that's, your mindset has taken you to a spot of real influence in our family here, right? And then here's another one, you guys. So it is Mindset Monday, but Scott, I was so blown away. I think it was a week or two ago that DDP put out that he and Paige were at your house and how much they enjoyed being in your home with you two. You got to tell us what that was like too. I mean, you've had so many breakthroughs, but what was that day like?
Well, that was pretty amazing, actually. It was a surprise. We knew that Dallas was in town because we saw it on Facebook that he was uh, doing a special event. And so, he's a busy person. So, I mean, he comes and goes, and like, I didn't know if I'd see him or not. But, I mean, he's a busy man. And then I guess I guess it was Friday morning, Amy gets a text from Paige and says, "Hey, are you guys around? We're going to be over in about an hour." so, so it was, we had an hour basically, like, holy crap. And then it was, it was really amazing. They rang the doorbell and I opened the door, and there was Paige and Dallas, and they came by to say hello and visit our house that we just remodeled into a health dojo.
Well,
And I'm teaching DDPY classes here out of my house, working with people, working with veterans and others. But yeah, when Dallas and Paige came over, and then Dallas came in, and right here, he sat in my office chair here and talked with me, and we hung out for a minute and showed him around the property and the house. And Paige was taking photos because they're building a property out in Florida, and so they're in that design concept right now too. While they were here, we had some contractors here giving us estimates for flooring because we're redoing our house. Like I said, we're converting it. And so, yeah, so while Dallas is here, I've got floor guys here doing estimates, and Paige and Amy are running around with cameras, and I'm like in a state of shock. Dallas is talking to me, and I'm going, holy cow, I can't believe this is happening. So, it was a wonderful blessing, definitely, to have his vote of confidence and to come by, and for him and Paige, for them both to come by here and to bless our facility,
Yeah.
because he knows that they both know that this is what our mission is now, is by converting our house into I used to own a martial arts dojo, and I used to teach people how to break the human body, but now we teach people how to rebuild the human body. And so Dallas and Paige, they're all about that, of course. And they know how I've been working with veterans for the last 4 years. And so, they came over and just endorsed what we were doing and blessed us and encouraged us and inspired the hell out of us.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Oh my word. Oh my, I can't imagine. And 1 hour's notice. I'm not sure if I would have slightly passed out at the idea, an hour's notice, and they're going to show up in your place. But that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Well, it
yeah.
says a lot for who you and Amy are to them, and then who you are to the bigger DDPY company. The fact that you're on the app, but you're in our 55 plus group, making a difference there too. And I can't thank you enough, because when Steve, you called me and said, we've wanted to launch this for a long time. We believe if we could give 55 plus their own space, it would make such a difference for them. And you are noticing it. There's definitely a communication piece that we all have similar things. So since it is my Monday, and you clearly have, with your mindset, you've gone to new places. What do you feel like, specifically talking to the newer 55 plusers that are in our, because we have a lot of newbies in DDPY in this group. What would you say is, what are some key factors that you found for your mindset?
So the number one thing is making the decision. You have to make the decision first and foremost that you really want this. If you really want this, you have to make that decision that, yes, I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. Or in our age group, because like I'm 62, I'm going to be 63 this year. And when I found this program 5 years ago, I was broken, I was hurt, I was injured. I've got an injury list that's a mile long, and I had every reason.
I'm going to put your list here, by the way, so you don't need to go through it, but I'm going to put
Yeah.
it below this video, because
Okay, it's a long list.
Oh
it's
yeah,
a long list.
Thinking any one of the things on that list could have told someone to give up. Any one of them.
Yeah, I've had a pretty hard life, and I've had well, like my doctor said, the technical term, he says, you've been down a hard road. So,
Ow!
I was like, is that the technical term, doc?
How much did he charge you for that advice?
Oh, it was funny. It was funny, but he's been with me since I've been rebuilding myself for the last 5 years.
Wow.
And so he even puts in my doctor's notes, continue DDPY, continue DDP yoga. So I've got my doctors actively involved in, like, they know my program, they know what I do, they know. As a matter of fact, a couple, like that doctor calls me his star patient, because, like I do my own physical therapy. I was putting myself, I was in physical therapy when COVID hit, and then I had to they closed down all the all the offices. So I had to put myself through physical therapy. And so my doctor was blown away. But that's just another story. But as far as your question was about mindset, so for my advice for mindset is to make the decision that you're not going to give up. That is the biggest thing you can tell yourself. Like when I was in the Army, and we'd be on long road marches or something, or out in the field for forever, for weeks at a time. And there's days when you're having just picking up your boots, just one foot in front of the other, carrying your weapon. Just like your mindset is got to be, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to do this. And you have to have this mindset of a warrior, that I'm not going to give up. And I tell my people, you have to have the mindset of a health warrior. You have to be a warrior for yourself, for your own mindset, because nobody else is going to do it for you. So if you're in this 55 plus group, we're at an age now where no one's coming to save us. We have got to do it ourselves. And if you are the matriarch or patriarch of your family, and you're taking care of everybody, and you're working your butt to the bone, and you find yourself at the end of the day saying, I just can't do this, I can't take care of myself because I'm too busy taking care of my family. Well, you're robbing them, and you're robbing you. You're not doing them a favor. You're not giving them your best self. You're not giving them your best life. You're not giving them your best effort, your best example. And so you owe it to them, your family, who you are probably using as an excuse. Why I'm too busy. 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day is all it takes for you to own your life. And if you can't carve out 20 minutes a day for yourself, then you haven't made the decision to own your life. You have got to get sick and tired of feeling this way. And if you say, well, I want to feel better, I want to look better, but you don't really feel it, you don't really believe it, well, then that's the deeper your conviction is, it controls the success, the odds of your success. So the deeper your conviction will control or have an effect on the odds of your success. So make your conviction deep. Another piece of advice for mindset is, you're not perfect. You're going to fall down. It's going to happen. I've jumped out of so many helicopters, and I knew when I was jumping out of helicopters with all my combat gear on, I knew sometimes I was going to hit the ground, and sometimes I hit the ground hard and roll, right? Yeah. It's going to happen. And that happens in life. That's a metaphor for life. So if you're on a health journey and you're rebuilding yourself, you've got to not have an unrealistic expectation in your mind that you're not going to fail. That you've got to, you can't have an unreasonable expectation. So tell yourself from the beginning that when I fall, yes, I'm not going to stay down. I'm going to get up as quick as I can. And the last part of that little piece of advice is, this is really important, okay? And I want everybody to listen to this part right now. The worst time of the day is late at night, when you're beat, you're exhausted, you feel defeated, you probably snacked a little bit too much on too many carbs or something, but stop at that point. Don't make any decisions at night when you're beat, you're tired, you feel like the world kicked your ass all day long. You can't even think about, facing obstacles because you're worn out at the end of the day. So never make major decisions at the end of the day. Wake up in the morning. I promise you, that old piece of advice that our moms and dad gave us when we were young and they said, sleep on it. Yeah, it's true. When you wake up in the morning, you've renewed yourself. Hopefully you slept a little bit and you've renewed yourself. You wake up with a little bit more willpower, a little more energy. And so true. Late at night or in the evening, if you're sitting there and you're struggling and you got a bad mindset, just tell yourself one thing. Just say, I'm not making any decisions tonight. Yeah. I'm not making any decisions tonight. I'm going to think about it again tomorrow morning when I wake up. You wake up tomorrow morning, have a cup of coffee, look outside, watch the sunrise, and then get your shit together.
Well, I'm so glad, because you actually in there, you also wrapped up the setback thing. Be prepared for the setback, right? And I know even recently you just had shots in your back or something. You had something done even recently, right?
Yes.
What that was. What was it?
So about 3.5, 4 weeks ago, I had so my lumbar, my lumbar, you have 5 discs in your lumbar. Well, I just had new MRIs done in January, and they found that my lower 4 discs are all herniated, and my tailbone is broken off. What do you call that? And then I have sciatica down my left side, so it's a wreck. And I was so I went 5 years. I had spinal epidurals 5 years ago, and then I did DDP yoga for 5 years, and I was great. And then in November, I got crazy and overdid it and hurt my back again. And so I wound up getting 2 more spinal epidurals. So I got a double shot this time, one down the left, one down the right. And that kind of slowed me down for a few days. And then, I teach classes, I have students I work with, I have, so I got to stay active, but it's my own physical therapy, DDPY is. And so, my lumbar is, they wanted to fuse my spine with screws and with pins and put a cage around my lumbar. And I said, no, I said, no,
Yeah.
not out of being a badass or anything, just out of being scared.
Yeah. But
Fear.
the reason I love that story though is they're easy to look at you and think, oh, he's so strong and self-confident now because everything's way in the past for him. So I love for them
No.
to know, no. You just recently even had a thing you had to modify for days, I'm sure, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So you're
Yeah.
one
Well,
up.
plus I was just before that last year, earlier last year, I was diagnosed with an incurable autoimmune disease from being exposed to either Agent Orange or toxic chemicals in the army. So I had these things that, like, these symptoms that were happening to me, like extreme fatigue and just all kinds of different symptoms and stuff. And and then I got that diagnosed. It took like 8 doctors and took like a year. And meanwhile, I'm teaching classes and I'm trying to be positive. I'm running the Tiger Battalion. I'm trying to be helpful and motivate people. And meanwhile, doctors are saying, they're pushing pills at me and saying, hey, you got this incurable disease. We can't help you and stuff. But, I pushed the pills back. I said, no, thank you. I'm going to try and figure this out the best way I can. And I got some great news for you, though. I'm doing absolutely fantastic now. I'm just going to go with it. Okay. So I'm just going to roll.
Yeah.
So back in September, Dallas invited Amy and I to go out to with him and Paige and Josh out to Ohio to do a DDPY workout.
Biggest ever, right?
Yeah, yes, we set the company record to over 218 people doing DDP yoga. And Pam, it was there that Dallas had an eye-opening experience with so we were there, 218 people, and Dallas was teaching the DDPY class after his speech, his motivational speech. He was teaching it on the mat. Me and Josh were on separate stages doing the modifications in the chair, right? So so when we were at the airport flying back, Dallas is like, I can't believe how many people were in chair. And I was like, bro, I've been teaching, because remember, he certified me to teach chair 2 years ago. And I've been teaching chair at the American Legion for a couple of years now. And I was like, bro, I was like, my biggest classes are the chair classes. And Dallas's eye, he was like, so bang. And we came back, and then the 55 page, this page came up, and I was like, okay. So, I mean, literally, this is physical therapy for us. Yeah. Think about it, Pam. We are part of the baby boomer. Try to spit that out fast. We are part of the baby boomer generation.
Oh, yeah.
We are, right? It's the biggest, largest generation coming through the pipeline right now. There are a bunch of us, and a bunch of us are hurt. A bunch of us, a lot of us, we've been through a couple of wars or whatever at this point. We are even just our lifestyle back in the 70s and in those days, like, it was just a harder, I mean, it was more physical and stuff. So anyway, so there's a bunch of us now that are the same age that are having injuries. We've all been eating the same shit that they put in the grocery stores. So we're all like eating toxic food. We're all have high blood pressure and cholesterol and inflammation and all kinds of things going on within us, right? Because of everything. So all of this is happening, to so many of us coming through. And here we are, we're in the DDPY 55 plus group, and many of us are fighting the same, many of us are fighting similar issues. We all have different issues, but most of us have very similar things when it comes to our health, our nutrition, the foods that we're exposed to, that it should be illegal what they put in the grocery stores to feed us. That shit should be illegal to put on our shelves, but we've been eating it. And so we've got this inflammatory disease that we're all walking around with, inflamed and bloated and just toxic stuff happening inside of us. And then they give us more medications. And so now we're on 5 pills, and we're, and we got to lose tens of pounds of weight, 10, 20, 50 pounds. I mean, you're not alone. If you're listening to this and you're watching this, you're not alone. We're all fighting, some of the same things. What it comes down to is the mindset saying that I'm going to make these changes.
Yes.
And these changes are don't let them be daunting. Make little steps every day.
Exactly.
Little steps,
Yeah.
little steps. But so this goes back to your question on advice, on mindset. So I talked about not giving up, right? Just tell
Right.
yourself you're not giving up. Be in tuned to your why, your reason, right? Your health is the number one thing that you need to hold on to if you want to live a good quality life. If you want to live to be 120 years old, you want a good quality life of 120 years old, right?
I'm
Yeah, you want a
I'm
good quality.
turning 69 this month, and I figure I'm at the halfway point. So
There you go, baby. I'm with
Life.
you 100%. That's why I love you.
So listen to this. So I begged him back. It's a miracle. He's going to talk on Wellness Wednesday. You guys do not miss it, because he's going to talk about these very things. I mean, let's see, you lost 37 pounds in the last 5 months, and you know about inflammation, all those things. So hang on Wednesday. You guys are going to get blessed by him again. And Scott, I cannot hang up this recording without.
Let me tell you how. When we come back.
Thank you for all your
Yes.
service to our country, and also how you bless the veterans. I have the same heart you have for veterans, and I can't thank you enough for what you do there too. Go ahead. You take it. What do you want to end with, sweet one?
Well, I just want to say that because we're getting ready to hang up right now and we're getting ready to record the wellness, I want to talk to people about because I lost 37 pounds since we came back in September from working out with Dallas and with Paige. And that was kind of like one of our eye-opening experiences. And so on that recording that we're getting ready to do right now, I want to talk about what specific changes I made in my diet, what I did to do it. And I'm down, actually, I'm probably down 40 pounds now, but I haven't weighed myself. My pants are falling off. My shirt's too big. I mean, literally, my stuff is falling off of me. I taught a class today. My pants were falling down. I got to buy new pants now.
Don't record those.
No, I'm trying to fill classes. I'm not trying to scare people away.
Okay. Well, thank you, Scott. We will see you for Wellness Wednesday. Hang on, gang. He's amazing.